Hello everyone, welcome to another session of Technical Council's Tech Club interview series where we interact with different technical club heads of NIT Trichy to give you a better idea about the club needs. Today we have Nakshatra. Nakshatra is the Astronomy and Science Club of NIT Trichy. Nakshatra is a club dedicated to developing students' interest in science and astronomy of NIT Trichy. To talk about Nakshatra, today we have Sahil Mittal, the president of Nakshatra, and Gupta, Vice President of Nakshatra, and Anaga Sethuraman, Secretary of Nakshatra. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us. We like to thank Technical Council for giving us a good platform to speak to our viewers and audience. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So, guys, moving into the interview, what is Nakshatra and what is it all about?
Thank you, Rakesh, for the question. As you mentioned, Nakshatra is the Astronomy and Science Club of NIT Trichy. We are basically a group of enthusiasts who love to explore about space and astronomy in general. And our medium of interactions are like a lot. We have regular stargazing sessions where we carry out different astronomical observations. We have projects going on. We have our blog, which is like one of the major mediums of sharing and understanding new information. We have guest lectures, student lectures, and a lot of informal debates and interactions among ourselves. And more than that, we have a space event every year called Stardust, which again has a lot of events based on quizzing and debates and lectures. So it's a really different experience for everyone, and it's just we are a club to give students exposure to space and space technologies.
Yeah, thank you, Himanshi. And the Nakshatra inductions got over. How is it always? Like this year, it was virtual, but usually, how does the induction process go? And
Okay.
what are like the rounds and profiles in the inductions?
Right. So, one of the most unique things about Nakshatra is, as a club, we open for all years for induction. Our induction profiles, we don't have specific profiles, but our inductions are open from for all years across all departments, from BTech to BArch to MSc. Everyone is free to apply. And our induction process is sort of dynamic in the sense we every year we have new initiatives, so we look forward to some very specific skill sets. So, but a general induction at Nakshatra would mainly comprise a questionnaire, which basically tests the student on basic knowledge of astronomy and the interest towards the club. Following that, we generally have group discussions based on astronomy topics. And the most
Okay.
important one here is the personal interviews, which again is taken by the club members. It's a one-on-one thing, and where we basically try to understand the aspirations of the candidate who is applying and what he or she can give to the club, or what they want to learn from the club. So yeah, I mean that's like a generic induction process that we have.
Yeah, got it. I think this year got really good people. And
Yeah.
basically, what do you look in a potential inductee? Like, who is it Nakshatra for?
So Nakshatra focuses on the idea that space is for everyone, and consecutively our inductions are open for everyone. We do not look at very specific, prior knowledge or skill set or anything. All that you expect out of the candidate is an inclination towards learning. Astronomy in such is something that should captivate you, that should inspire you, and that inspiration is clearly shown when you have like a basic knowledge of astronomy. And like as I mentioned, we do not have profiles, but people having skills on content writing, designing, technical aspects of anything like electronics or ML is appreciated, because we are moving towards a project domain. It's relatively new, and we'll be talking about that. And yeah, our only focus is for the candidates to gain a cosmic perspective, so no prerequisites as such.
Yeah, got it. So, No prerequisites. Got it.
No.
And what will the participants, I mean inductees or non-inductees, gain from being part of the induction?
Regardless of whether you make it through the various stages of our induction process, if you participate in it, you'll definitely gain knowledge about astronomy. So that's as a given. How would you do that? Even if you had only the most fleeting interest in astronomy, you'd be required to fill the induction form. We have astronomy based questions there. So you'll definitely learn at least a rough idea about what's going on in the world of astronomy. And then through further discussions like a group discussion or a PI, you'll not just be tested or questioned on the bare facts of astronomy. We're not an Olympiad, but we're going to test how well you're able to seek out information, put it together, and form your own opinion about it. So, for group discussions and interviews, we'll give you an opinion or talk or tell you about something that has happened. We'll ask you to defend it or oppose it, whether you think it's ethical. For instance, questions like, do you believe that space research should be should be given priority over other domains like healthcare or solving world hunger or whatever? We don't look for a correct answer, but we need to see that you are capable of having an opinion and putting it forth, and you learn something about the importance of what's going on in the world of astronomy right now. So, not only will you gain bare factual knowledge, you'll also get a very interesting, you'll develop your own perspective on different things that happen in the world of astronomy and astrophysics. And again, regardless of where you are in the induction process, you'll carry that knowledge with you even after you leave. And if you're already interested in astronomy, it will kindle your interest even further, and you'll discover things on your own as well without needing the club to prop you up there.
Yeah, got it. And what will be the work for the inductees? Like, is it domain specific work, or they do all the work in the club? And how much time do they have to dedicate in a week?
So we are an interest-based club. So it's not like you have, when you get inducted, you're given a set of responsibilities and commitments, and you have to meet this and check off these many boxes. There are various things going on at the club at any point in time, and based on your interest and whatever technical skills you have, like, are you able to write? Are you able to design? Do you know can you carry out some projects? Are you capable of that? Based on what your interests and capabilities are, you're more than welcome to join in any activity that we're doing. Typically, when we've just inducted people, we introduce them to different things that we are doing according to what they mentioned they're interested in when they applied to us. So we have a lot of content-based activities going on, which correspondingly need an active design team as well. So that's one of the major things our new inductees are working on. We also have a budding projects side, and we've got people who are interested in that. We've inducted those people as well. So we initially give you things that you signed up for, and if your interests change or if you want to try out something new, you're more than welcome to join whatever's going on there. Since we don't exactly demand a certain number of things to do from you, you'll most likely be spending a couple of hours a week working on whatever is going on in Nakshatra. And you can do as much or as little as you're interested in.
Yeah, nice. Can you guys talk about the major works and activities of Nakshatra till now?
Yeah, definitely. Since last year, club has basically gotten into a lot of stargazing sessions that we conduct at regular intervals. It is mainly dependent on sky conditions and all. So basically, when there is a chance to see Jupiter or Saturn or an eclipse is occurring or some special event is happening, we do bring out our telescope and we keep it open for anyone to come and see. Last year, during 26th December, we conducted a solar eclipse event. The eclipse was one of the rarest events that happened in last one decade in India, and the next Eclipse that is going to happen in India would be 2034. So yeah, it was a very big event, and Trichy was luckily one of the most the place where the Eclipse was visible the most. So we were the hotspot. So IIT Madras people came to our campus to view it. We had a telescope, we put on a solar filter, and there are around 200, 300 people all around from Trichy came to see that. We clicked a lot of good pictures, and the pictures were published in Telangana newspaper also, and they got a lot of reach also online. So that was our basic event last semester. Then we have a 3 days Astronomy Fest in the campus that we call Stardust. Now, the mission of Stardust is to bring a culture in our campus where we study space science, or we are curious about knowing stuff that happens around us. So during that, we conduct a quiz that anyone can participate in. We have a student lecture series where students like us explain a topic that we want to. I personally gave a lecture on gravity last year. And similarly, we call up guest lectures from various colleges. We called up Avinash Deshpande. He's from Raman Research Institute working in radio astronomy. He gave a lecture on pulsars. Similarly, we call other people to the campus who can deliver a lecture and explain students better. Then we have an escape room. It's a very fun event. We do it on the terrace of Ojas. And similarly, we have other events related to like that online content writing competition, design competition, and all that. These are the major activities that we have done till now, and we have lot more in store for the future.
Yeah. So what are your plans for this virtual semester?
Yeah, since everything is online right now, our main focus would be on teaching and getting students to compete with each other on different platforms. For example, recently we partnered up with a startup that is called Star Labs. It's based out of Gujarat, and the main work they do is in rocket launches. So they have confirmed 37 launches till date, and they are building up a new profile where they help college students to learn better. So that will be our future aim for now. So they are going to conduct a webinar soon in our campus for NIT Trichy students, online webinar, and that will be teaching them about how startups work in India in space domain and how rocket science basically works for us. Then we are going to conduct a training session specifically to NIT students online, so teaching them basics of rocket science, teaching them basic of satellite formation and all that. Similarly, next month there's a space week happening. That's a World Space Week, or from October 4 to October 10. We have a lot of activities planned for it. Instead of revealing it here, we'll reveal it on platform. But to give a teaser of it, we'll have a lot of guest lectures. We'll have a lot of online events, and we are hoping that we'll get some panel discussions also. So yeah, that is gonna be for virtual sem, and including that, last year our seniors built a radio telescope that cost around 2.7 lakhs. It was sponsored by MHRD government only. It was supposed to get started in March, but then COVID happened. So as soon as that gets over, this gets over, we will be going ahead with our radio observations, and that is one of a kind. No other college in the India has it, because we built it ourselves, and it is going to help a lot. It's going to teach students of a campus a lot of new stuff, because radio of astronomy is not that much taught in any campus in India, and that is going to set us apart. So yeah, we are looking forward to that.
We are also looking forward to all those interviews.
And adding on to
Yeah, go on, please.
Yeah, Rakesh, yes. So adding on to Sahil's points, we have also been conducting classes for school students. It has been going on for quite some time now. So basically, we have had interested students from high school classes 9 to 12 from India and from Singapore as well. And the classes happen on weekends, where we basically try to gauge the interest of astronomy there. And, we give lectures, we try to explain, like basically satisfy their curiosity. As school students, all of us were interested in space, like all of us. So we try to satisfy that to the greatest extent we can. With the help of our faculty advisors, it's been going on great. And that's one of the things we are doing consistently in this virtual semester.
Yeah. And while planning for this interview, I went through your Medium page. It was quite interesting, and I think it needs a special mention. Can you talk about your Medium page?
Yeah. So our Medium page is one of the most enduring activities or things that we've done. It's something we've had since 2017 when we published our first ever story, a collection of constellation mythologies. From there, we've had a long journey writing different genres of articles. So, obviously, anyone who's flicked through the top of our page will find that we write technical articles. So we talk about things like neutrinos and the black hole information paradox and whether uh, several astronomy and astrophysics concepts. So we talk about those, but that's not all we talk about. We also have a lot of more creative articles where our writers just let their imagination take the article forward. So, for instance, we have a backpacker's guide to the solar system where we think about what it's like to build human habitation on different planets or asteroids or satellites in the solar system, and we think to ourselves about why it would or would not work. We also have articles like what if we indulged in ocean exploration as opposed to space exploration, which I think is a very novel idea. Apart from these technical and creative articles, chronicling the astronomy events of the month is something that we've been doing consistently. So we have a set of articles called the Astronomy Rewind, where we discuss the major astronomy events that happened in the previous month. We talk about which companies or space agencies are launching spacecrafts and what the status of that mission is. We talk about the work of of a less prominent astronomer or astrophysicist, and we bring them to the limelight. We do all of that. But one of the things I find admirable about our blog is that it's open for submissions from anyone. So this isn't something that only Nakshatra members can contribute to. So we've had articles from Mr. John Tuttle on an article about Mars, and that was it got excellent reception. And it was one of the things that people from outside Nakshatra they can submit drafts, and we'll gladly publish them on our blog. We also conduct interviews with astrophysicists. So one of our most well received articles was a chat with Dr. Natalie Hinkle. She's a planetary astrophysicist, and this way we cover several aspects of the cosmos. So whatever, no matter what you're looking for, you're likely to find it in our blog.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of like a
very
perfect
interesting.
portfolio.
Very interesting and very nice. So, can one of you talk about your personal journey with the club?
Yeah, definitely. As we entered the campus, it was like 2017 when I entered the campus. That has been like the fourth year that Nakshatra was there. Nakshatra started recently on 2013 only, so it wasn't a big club or they had that much present at that time. But I remember like in my second semester talking with Himanshi in NIT Fest PR team that yeah, this is the club where we are gonna end up because this is the club that we both wanted to be, and we wanted to be in core also, and luckily we got there. And so that time we gave interviews. That was very fun. One of the best experience was that because the interview didn't feel like she was asking me stuff, like she was like judging me and all that. It felt like having a chat with someone who is also interested in astronomy. So that was very fun for even for me. After that, the journey has been really good with Nakshatra. I have learned a lot. It's not like it's just one way street, like I have to give inputs and all that. The club has given a lot to me also. There have been seniors that were really good. For example, let's say with me, many fourth years were inducted also at that time, and those seniors still remain with me today. Like they have been passed out from the college and all that, but they still remain with me today, and we have a lot of discussions online. We have an alumni group where we talk a lot. For example, our alumni consists of people from Delta Core. We have had people RMI Core also. We have had a lot of varied people, and they give a lot of inputs to me and all that. As such that also in my second year we had something called Ccd Nights. Now what Ccd Nights are basically, what we do is we have some 2-3 seniors and 2-3 juniors. What we do is we go to Ccd at 9 p.m. when everything is closed and all that. I know it's not feasible for girls, but yeah. So we go there, we sit there till 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. We discuss theories, we discuss concepts like how universe began or how things would have been different if something else happened, if what not just pertain to astronomy, it can go random also. Like, what if you go back in time and kill Hitler? What would have been the consequences? And yeah, we discussed till 5 a.m. Sometimes we sleep in CCD, and sometimes we go to Ojas Terrace and watch through telescope and all that. And yeah, this has been like one of the best experience. For example, like, also I learned a lot from the club, which helped me get an internship in SRFP through IIT Madras, which was very specific to gravitational waves. So yeah, very related to the physics topics. Then recently I gave an quiz in IIT Indore. I got first rank there. So yeah, that wouldn't have been possible if I wasn't part of the club, because it taught me a lot of stuff during the time. And it's not like we have a hierarchy in the club, like only core members are to dictate stuff. In the group, anyone can put an idea. For example, when first year was happening, the seniors were debating whether Earth is flat or not. It was a comical thing, but at that time I was like, okay, why are the seniors saying that Earth is flat and all that? So I started writing theories and all that. I even gave a mathematical explanation why Earth can't be flat. And it was very fun. They appreciating my work and they saying all that. And as I started in club, I wasn't good at content writing as much as I'm now. I'm part of CPT now, Content of Pragyan team, and I have been part of Athenium Content Head. I've been part of many things where I was content head now. If you saw me in first year, that was nothing. I was nothing in content, but how my seniors guided me, how they made me write articles. They're like, okay, frame this way, grammar is wrong there, and they edited me, they helped me. So it's not just one way you can grow. There's a lot of different aspects that will grow in club as you go through it. And I guess we all had same journey with it. It's like, obviously we'll have different journeys respectively to each of us, but the thing is, each member, if you ask from Nakshatra, they'll say that they never had someone hinder their ideas. Like, no one ever was like, okay, that is a very bad idea. If the idea need improvement and all that, that will be there, but no one will be ever like, my idea was thrown out of the club and all that. Even during inductions, people who didn't get in and all that, they wouldn't tell you that, okay, that was very bad experience for me. So in the end, like, being president and all of the club, I can say that viewing solar eclipse and watching sun eclipse by moon, or talking to people of IIT Madras and other people, this has been the one of the best decisions that I've made in my entire life, and that includes a lot of other decisions also. So Nakshatra has been one of the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, that's great. So, concluding the interview, what would you like to say to the audience?
I think, as Sahil mentioned, this is a club where you just join, do some work, and then leave the club and cut ties to it. We have several alumni who are still active in the ideation process. People who once they joined, they never wanted to leave. They could have. They could have. Anyone has the chance to forget about a club once you exit college, but as a club, this is one of the most captivating places to be. And it's not just the people, it's the fact that we are all about experiencing the magic that's there in the cosmos. So you take anyone with even a fleeting interest in space and you introduce them to all the wondrous things that are there. That's it, they're hooked for as long as they want to be. I think one of the most surreal things I have ever experienced was looking through a telescope, hoping to find some random grainy speck and having to say that, yes, I have seen Saturn, and finally seeing something that looked just like an artist's representation. The first time you see a world that is not yours, but standing here, and no, the moon doesn't count, we see it practically every day. Seeing something that very few people are. That you certainly cannot see with the naked eye from where you're standing. It's a one of a kind experience. It's not something you'll easily forget. Ultimately, we try to condense the magic of space and present it to as many people as possible because we want them to experience the same wonder that we did when we encountered it for the first time. So yeah, if you have even the slightest interest in what's going on in the world above us, then what better place can you find to do it than with a group of like-minded people who will prop you up at every stage of the way?
And I would like to add that our place might be very small in the universe, but that shouldn't stop us from looking beyond the stars. And that is our tagline also. So always look beyond stars and explore as much as you can.
Yeah, I'm sure that Nakshatra will reach greater heights with people like you. And thank you, Sahil. Thank you, Himanshi. And thank you, Anaga, for being part of the interview. And we thank everyone for viewing this video. Thank you.
Thank you, Rakesh. It's been great. Thank you so much for having us, and we really hope we see you guys and we are able to do a good job in helping explore the
Thank you.
universe. Thank you.